Good morning guys, welcome to a triple day of training. But today's video isn't just about training. It's more about how one decision can seriously impact the rest of your day. So Mondays pretty much for me are an intense bike session in the morning, a lifting session just before lunch in the gym, and then a swimming lesson in the evening. And all of this takes organization, and it's only made possible by the one decision I made yesterday, and that was I wanted to win the day. I want to win the week. So on Mondays, without the proper preparation, they just wouldn't happen. There's that age-old saying of proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I think that is, Mondays for me are exactly this. I have to make sure I set up my bike the night before, I have to make sure I've got all my food and my snacks for the day, I have to pack my bag, camera stuff since I'm filming stuff for YouTube, my gym kit, changes of clothes because I'm training. Now, not only would Mondays be rushed, I'd potentially then skip it altogether. There's a higher likelihood that I'd probably make some poor food choices, or I'd probably rely upon having caffeine throughout the day and not really eat enough, so I wouldn't be refueling. And all of this because I made one decision yesterday to prepare all my stuff and get myself ready. So I spent that extra 15-20 minutes yesterday to set me up to feel great for the day and for the week. However, I can tell you the hard work doesn't stop there. But my hard work is about to start on Zwift. So today's workout is a VO2 session. So I've got 10 rounds of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off twice. So that's 20 minutes worth of VO2 intervals. To be honest with you, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I know they suck, but it'll be good fun. It's the kind of stuff that really moves the needle, gets you faster, gets you fitter. So I'm really looking forward to it, he says. So let me get into this session. I'll catch you at the end. Oh, that was a good session. It's hard, but manageable. Oh, that was 2 lots of 10 rounds of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, with 7 minutes in between. The work was at 335 watts and the rest was at 155. So, nice way to start this triple training day off. VO2 session on the bike, done. Now I'm going to get myself composed, get myself ready for my clients, got one in person and one online, get to the gym, start lifting, and we'll continue discussing about why the hard work doesn't just stop with that preparation the night before. So just down here now, lifting, we're getting our strength session I did last week, but just a little bit heavier across the board. Bench press and rows to kick off with, now into some single leg squats or single leg reverse lunges, which are actually off of a deficit this week. So a little bit lighter, but increased range of motion, still with those bicep curls. Carrying on from kind of what I was talking about earlier, and the hard work doesn't stop just because you've prepared all your stuff. We will then want to be thinking about, you still got to actively do the work itself. So you still got to get up early, set your alarm, actually get up You still got to pick the right foods if you want to be eating well. You still have to train even when you're tired. And this is where having directional purpose is key, because by having a clear direction or a clear reason why you're training just means you can easily show up, because when that alarm goes off and you think, oh, I can't really be bothered, you just get up. That is unless you're like these boys who have been doing it for long enough where you just get up anyway because it's just part of who you are. So what is it that keeps you getting up daily after all these years? You're nearly 50, right? And what's kept you going and kept up with training and everything like that through,
it's become habitual and just something that I do. We were discussing it earlier, and maybe knowing how I feel if I don't do stuff. That's kind of a driver as well. I know that I feel better if I have done things. If I haven't exercised for a while, I kind of, and it's not anything by any means, but you know, I feel a little bit anxious, feel a little bit even depressed at times. Not massively depressed, because I'm not depressed in any way, but you know, I think exercise plays a big part in that. So I think knowing that helps me to.
So it's not even a decision anymore. It's pretty much you just saying, right, no, I'm going to get up no matter what. I've set the alarm. I'm going to get up, go for my run, and or I'm going to get my lift in because it's what I do.
Yeah.
And how do you make sure you get your lifts in throughout the week, throughout a busy schedule, family life, and all stuff like that?
It's booked in. It's in the diary. You know, coordinated with you guys. You know, so 11 o'clock. You know, it's blocked out. So nothing else can happen at 11 o'clock on those days. And I guess that's almost sacred.
Yeah.
Pretty much is.
So Tom, now your turn. As a business owner and young father, how do you keep up with it all?
I think first of all, having some stuff I'm working towards really helps me. So right now I'm working towards High Rocks in December, and then later next year, Hackney Half. So having some stuff that's there in the calendar which I know I want to show up for, I want to do well, I want to improve my running, have some like performance goals. So that's kind of the motivation piece that really helps, you know. Whether I like it or not, High Rocks is December the 4th. So if I don't get up this morning and do that run, I'm not going to be 1% better for that race. On the other side of the equation, for me, like training is me time. You know, like you said, I've got kids. That like couple of hours in the morning, possibly the only quiet hours of the whole day. I know once I get out there, I'm going to enjoy it. And if I don't, spend the whole day kind of being frustrated at all the other various things that I need to do. So yeah, but it's a work in progress.
So a big reason why I love that exercise right there is with all the cycling and running at the moment, closing off that hip angle lots, that opening it up, stretching the quads, stretching the hip flexors, working the abs. Awesome exercise. So following up with basically what the boys were saying there, if you don't have a clear direction and you don't structure it, you don't put it in your calendar, you're most likely going to get it and not get it done. Even if you have all the preparation the night before and stuff like that, you still have to make that decision of getting up and actually getting it done. Because like Tom was saying, if you've got, especially this is where using events is a really cool kind of driver, because you've got a deadline and that's not set by you, it's set by someone else. So you have to know that you've put all the work in by the time you get there to be able to perform at your best. Because it's only going to be you that either gets let down or you can obviously perform and smash it. Anyway, finishing up now, gonna get the last set of this done. Then coaching a lunch class, got an evening client, then home, pick up my daughter from gymnastics, and then off to swimming. As I said, it's a busy day, that triple training day, so it just means everything needs to be structured and to the point. Catch you later. So I've been home, picked up my daughter. Now I'm back out for the final session of the day, and I'm going to be going to my swimming lesson in 15 minutes. So I thought I'd just wrap up today's video, because I feel earlier on I mentioned how every decision you make will either take you closer or take you further away from the thing that you're after. And it may be that you might want to lose a certain amount of weight because you just have been lacking confidence recently. Maybe you want to be fitter and stronger because you want to be able to play with your kids more. Throughout those days, you're going to get those moments where you have to decide on whether to do something or to not do something. And then you have to remember that that thing is going to either take you closer or further from your goal. And this is where it's so important to have your why. It's a really common thing to hear amongst kind of any goal setting and kind of anything like that where you're looking to kind of get for self-improvement. It has to be deeper than like, oh, I want to lose weight because I want to look good. You have to be saying, why do you want to look good? And then you want to say, cool, okay, I've gone there now, maybe why that? And you start to really dig deep. I think they say you want to try and ask yourself 5 whys so you can really start digging deep. Now, for me, at the moment, all my training is gearing towards being a better triathlete and just kind of maintaining my strength and trying to look as good as possible. So for me, when I ask myself these questions, it's one, I just want to be better at something I'm not good at. But then when I ask myself the next why, I get a little bit deeper and I think, cool, okay, I want to improve for self-development. So that's why I like to try different sports and different things because basically I'm anchoring that mindset of I can do anything and I can do anything I put my mind to. Now, when I go another level deeper, this is then where that self-development is because I want to lead by example. I want my kids to look up to me and think, look what dad can do. Look he's been able to do this, been able to do that. Beyond the medals and that type of stuff is he's been able to get uncomfortable and push himself and really challenge himself in different things that he's not necessarily good at. It was really important to me when my daughter come and watched me swim, have my first swimming lesson, and they did butterfly. It was not ideal. I haven't done butterfly since I was a kid, but I just still showed up, did it. And that to me was a really important lesson to kind of show my daughter that you're not always going to be good at something, but it's about trying and about trying to improve and finding ways at getting better. And now all this deep philosophical chit chat has all led from packing my bag, getting my bike ready and having everything set to have a successful day today. Now, if I didn't do any of this, I potentially might have skipped the session this morning. I probably would have been playing catch up then for the rest of the week, just not felt as good. Like BJ said earlier on in the video, you know, you get that feeling of just like, oh, you're disappointed in yourself in a way because you know you could have pushed, you could have worked hard and you didn't. So by having everything set up, ready to go, just meant that I feel like I won. And that's what all of this is about. And all of these standards are just things that I'm setting myself that hopefully I lead by example. Like I said to my kids, that they look at me, they look at the standards that I'm setting and they see that I'm sticking to something, I'm committing and working through until I actually succeed. So let me ask you, have you got some standards that you live by? Are they working for you? If you've got kids, are you setting an example that you'd want them to be living by? All very deep, I know. But I've got to go into the pool now. I've got to go for my swim. Session starts in about 5 minutes. So get that swim in. I'm hopefully going to do a 300-meter time trial, but we'll see. We'll see what the teacher has in store. Right, let's go.